It's the Memphis Grizzlies looking to get back on track here in Milwaukee against the Bucks, one of only two actually teams unbeaten on their home court in this brand new arena. I'm here with Mike Conley. Mike, you guys obviously are coming in a little bit shorthanded because of some of the injuries and the illnesses. What is the biggest challenge of coming in here? It's such a tough place to play and trying to play well enough to give yourself a chance to win.
Well, I think number one is, you have to come out with the mentality defensively that you're going to compete every possession. On the road, you have to slow the game down. You have to take the crowd out of it. This is a great place to play. We're here, so we're excited to get to experience it and go out there and compete.
What's the last couple of games been like for you? Obviously, coming off of the game against Denver, you played really well. You put another good stat line up in a close loss to Utah the other night. Physically, how are you feeling, and do you feel the rhythm starting to come back?
Physically, I'm feeling better. I think each game has I've seen something, new in my game and something that has, kind of stood out that I've kind of taken away from each game. And recently, shots are starting to fall. So I think once all that comes together and, the confidence just keeps building and building. And I'm excited because I know we're winning at the point we're at now, but I know we're going to be a lot better even then if, I continue to progress and get better as the season goes on.
When you look back on it, this time exactly this week a year ago, you played your last game, not in this building, but the building next door in Milwaukee. Just the progress and the path back for you, you've talked about it, it's been well documented. But now that you look back a year later, what are you most grateful for in terms of getting back to this point?
Oh man, I'm just grateful for all the people that were there for me in the lowest part of my career. My family, my training staff. The Grizzlies, all the people who've been there for me every single day since this time last season to help get me back to this position. Which when you look at it a year ago, I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna play. I don't even know what it would be like when I'll play again. It's just a bunch of thoughts pop in your head, and people kept me straight. People kept me in line and made me realize that I have a long career ahead of me and everything's gonna be fine. And I'm just thankful for all those people who stuck with me.
All right, and what's the next step in terms of, you talked about the Grizzlies getting off to a solid start, obviously. You played a nice homestand, went 2-1 in the homestand. Now you guys get back on the road, then go back home again. What's the process like now to sort of find some consistency with this season?
I think once we get healthy, I think it'll be a little bit easier. I think guys are having to be thrown into situations where they're not accustomed to having to carry so much workload and situations like that. But I think, our defense is starting to become more and more consistent in each game. Our offense will follow. I think that it is, as much as we have struggled on the offensive end at certain points in games, I think it'll just piggyback off our defense and continue to progress as we get more comfortable with each other and the lineups are a little bit more solidified and guys know and expect, know what to expect from each other.
And lastly, if you had to put a percentage on Mike Conley being back to where Mike Conley's comfortable with being back, where would you say you are at this point?
Man, I don't know, in the 80s, I guess, health-wise, I'm 100, but as far as the game and getting it all together and the timing of things, there's still, a few things I got to get used to doing, and it's coming along.
All right, it's going to come along sooner rather than later. It's Mike Conley. Keep it locked on all the Grizzlies coverage on Grind City Media. The Grizzlies Bucks tonight, 7 o'clock tip right here in Milwaukee. Thanks a lot for keeping us locked on Grizzlies.com.